You must be born yesterday if you've never seen or heard of these products. Do you happen to know who's behind them or how tremendous the effort they put into procuring materials to manufacture them? Well, I'm talking about Mars Incorporated, and today we're diving into their sustainable sourcing program. Founded in 1911, Mars Inc. is one of the world's largest private companies with operations in 6 business segments, which are chocolate, pet care, Wrigley gum and confectionery, food, drinks, and Symbioscience. As a buyer of around 20% of cocoa on the global market, along with Nestle, it isn't at all surprising that Mars seeks to keep cocoa industry as secure as possible. However, just because Mars puts more attention to cocoa industry doesn't mean they forget to sustainably source other main raw materials such as fish, meat, palm oil, peanuts, and sugar. However, again, today we are paying more attention to their cocoa commitment. As a major buyer, Mars has been motivating the market towards sustainable growth of cocoa. Mars announced in April 2019 that they are determined to source 100% certified sustainable cocoa ingredients by 2020. That's 400k tons of them to be exact. Thus far, Mars has allocated about 12 million euros to their sustainable project, which concerns every category in which they operate. One of the 3 main drivers of Mars investment is sustainable production because it has direct impact on the cocoa value chain. Mars seeks to motivate cocoa farmers towards sustainable practices through the following policies. First, farmer training. Mars believes that if farmers obtain the training and support in better agricultural practices, they can increase their productivity and make more profit. Second, stable prices. To Mars and cocoa farmers, stability in the price is vital because if the price of cocoa drops too much, who would want to grow cocoa? And if the cocoa price causes higher chocolate price, consumers may switch to alternative cheaper snacks. Third, certification. Mars believes that certification leads to less price disadvantages and that certifying systems like UTZ and the Rainforest Alliance will drive sustainability. Farmers receive a premium in return for Mars to have a more steady supply of high-quality cocoa. In addition, Mars has a foundation called Putting Farmers First, where they work with farmers, certifying partners, and public organizations to ensure sustainable farming practices and certification of cocoa. By doing this, Mars can also help cocoa buyers to source sustainably grown cocoa. Another sustainable cocoa project is Mars Genome, where they will analyze the entire cocoa genome and share the information with the industry, enabling farmers to optimize cocoa production and create quality cocoa crops. Now you might be wondering why Mars runs their sustainable sourcing program and what benefits and drawbacks it brings to them. So, let's see. As Mars deems that it would be better to ensure sustainability from the very first step, instead of screening out flawed products after the production process, sourcing then served as their top priority. There are 2 main pros of Mars' sustainable sourcing program. First, ever-strengthening relationships with suppliers. Since Mars plays a crucial role in securing the supply chain, essentially the cocoa value chain, they can rest assured that farmers wouldn't switch to grow other crops. Consequently, continuity and consistency of supply are ensured, resulting in time advantages for Mars. Second, high-quality raw materials. As Mars provides farmers the training and support and works with certifying organizations, there's no need to worry about the quality of their commodities. Moreover, the fact that sustainable sourcing follows GIGO concept is a guarantee of their quality principle. What about us consumers? Well, we get to consume superior products, and when we are satisfied with the consistency in quality, we develop goodwill and ultimately loyalty. In a nutshell, by sustainably sourcing commodities, Mars can grow revenues, reduce costs, manage risks, and build intangible assets. Nonetheless, to achieve impressive results, Mars do need to stay the course. That is, persistence and contribution are of the essence. Persistence is needed because most projects will take time to show success. Meanwhile, contribution shows that Mars operations align with their long-term goals. If Mars lacks both, or even one of them, it could result in weak links in the supply chain and subsequently reduce success rate. And that is the only con we found. Despite the con, or maybe cons, it is still apparent understand that Mars Sustainable Sourcing Program involves CSR. Since the concept of CSR is to integrate social and environmental concerns in their operations, Mars makes sure that every group of their stakeholders is in good hands. The mutuality and responsibility principles demonstrate that Mars does not run business only for their own sake. As stated in the question they always ask themselves, how can we grow profitably, celebrate our community, and enhance the health of the planet, but also for the social, environmental, and economic areas that they impact on, from the local to the global level. To illustrate, Mars conducts farmer training to increase productivity through better agricultural practices because Mars believes that productivity can double incomes and reduce poverty. In association with UTC and the Rainforest Alliance, Mars encourages farmers to produce more cocoa from fewer trees and to grow various crops to generate income throughout the year. Also, farmers gain access to the information on cocoa genome in order to develop their crops. If asked how we evaluate Mars Sustainable Sourcing Program, admirable would be the first word that comes to our mind. Perhaps being family-owned makes it easier for them to operate in such a sustainable way. But no matter how giant, when a company could make quite an impact and does not restrain from doing so, we consider that admirable because instead of not lifting a finger, Mars chose to make the world a better place by making a difference, especially by raising the bar for sustainable sourcing. No one can do everything, but everyone can do something, isn't it?